Hey there, you looking kinda cute. Please consider subscribing and check out our Patreon for more. Enjoy the video. Hi, Lily, I replied, grateful for her unwavering support. Thank you for being here. Of course, she said, smiling genuinely. Just remember, be yourself, stay confident, and everything will be okay. We walked together towards our destination, a small cafe frequented by students from our high school. With each step, I could feel the weight of my secret pressing against me, like a heavy cloak draped over my shoulders. But as I clung to Lily's reassuring presence, I decided to take another risk. "Excuse me," I said to a stranger passing by, my voice trembling only slightly. "Could you tell us what time it is?" "Sure thing," he replied, glancing at his watch. "It's 8:45. "Thank you," I said, my heart swelling with pride as he continued on his way without a second glance. For the first time, I felt a sense of validation, as if Alexandra was slowly being woven into the fabric of reality. The cafe's warm glow beckoned us inside, and we found a cozy corner booth to settle into. As we sipped our steaming cups of cocoa, I couldn't help but notice the curious glances from our classmates. A mix of fear and exhilaration coursed through me, but I held my head high, refusing to let their stares deter me from embracing my true self. "Are you okay?" Lily asked softly, her eyes filled with concern. "Yeah, I'm fine," I replied, taking a deep breath. "It's just, I've never felt so exposed before." "Remember what I said earlier," she reminded me gently. "Stay confident." As the evening wore on, I began to feel more at ease, allowing myself to engage in conversation and even laugh at the playful banter that filled the room. I could feel the armor of my fears melting away, replaced by a newfound strength that seemed to grow with each passing moment. As we said our goodbyes and stepped back out into the night, I knew that this was only the beginning. There would be challenges ahead, moments of doubt and uncertainty. But for now, I had taken a crucial step forward, daring to share Alexandra with the world and finding a sense of belonging I had long craved. "See," Lily smiled, squeezing my hand as we walked home together. "You did it, and I have a feeling this is just the start of something amazing." The sound of laughter drifted upstairs to where I stood before the full-length mirror, my fingers tracing the fabric of the dress that draped elegantly over my slender frame. The soft rustle echoed in my ears as I studied my reflection, seeing not Alex, the boy who had always felt so out of place, but Alexandra, a girl who belonged. "Alexandra," I whispered, rolling the name around my tongue like a secret treasure. In these stolen moments, I could finally be myself, away from the prying eyes and expectations of others. One night while I was staying in my room and dressing up, downstairs, my mother and her best friend, Sarah Thompson, were enjoying their evening together. My mother's laughter was warm and contagious, something I had not heard in quite a while. It brought a smile to my face, even as I wrestled with my own identity crisis. "Elaine, you've got to try this wine. It's absolutely divine." Sarah's voice floated up the staircase, a little louder and more slurred than before. They had been indulging themselves, reminiscing about old times and sharing stories. All right, my mother replied, her own words slightly muffled by alcohol. "But just one more glass. You know how I get when I drink too much." "Deal," Sarah agreed, clinking their glasses together in celebration. Their voices seemed distant, allowing me to focus on my reflection once more. As I stared at myself, I couldn't help but wonder what would happen if my mother or Sarah discovered my secret. Would they accept me, or would I become an outcast in my own home? Shivering at the thought, I tried to push it from my mind. "Alex, honey," my mother's voice suddenly called out from below. "Do you need anything?" "No, Mom, I'm fine," I replied quickly, grateful for the locked door that separated us. She didn't need to see me like this, not yet. I wasn't ready to face her reaction. "All right, sweetheart. Sleep well," she said, and I could hear the affection in her voice. My heart ached with the longing for understanding and acceptance, but fear held me back. "Good night, Mom," I whispered, my eyes never leaving my reflection. "Sarah, I think it's time we call it a night. "You're in no condition to drive home," my mother suggested, concern lacing her words. "Fine, you win. I'll sleep on the couch," Sarah agreed, her tone heavy with resignation. "I guess Elaine Morgan knows best, as always." "Damn right," my mother chuckled, their laughter filling the house once again. As their footsteps faded away, I took a deep breath, feeling the weight of my secret settle heavily onto my chest. One day I would have to reveal the truth, but until then I would cling to these stolen moments as Alexandra, embracing the person I was meant to be. The house was silent, save for the faint ticking of the antique clock that hung on the wall. I stared at my reflection in the full-length mirror, finally allowing myself to breathe. Alexandra gazed back at me, her hazel eyes shining with a mixture of fear and exhilaration. The silk dress clung to my slender frame, its soft fabric feeling like a second skin. "Alexandra," I whispered, embracing the name that resonated within my soul. It felt so right, yet the world beyond this locked door would never understand. As the night wore on, my thoughts grew heavier, weighed down by the secret I carried. Sleep seemed impossible, but eventually my weariness won out, and I drifted off, still dressed as Alexandra. I awoke to the sound of a door creaking open and the soft padding of footsteps. My heart raced as panic set in. Had my mother discovered my secret? Was she going to confront me? I held my breath, desperately hoping for silence to return. "Elaine?" Sarah's voice called out hesitantly, clearly lost and disoriented. "Where's the bathroom?" As her footsteps approached my room, I realized the gravity of my situation. I had fallen asleep as Alexandra, and now Sarah, my mother's best friend, was about to discover me. I tried to think of something, anything, to say or do, but my mind was blank, paralyzed by fear. "Alex?" Sarah asked, her hand on the doorknob. She must have mistaken my room for the bathroom in her drunken stupor. "Wait!" I cried out, but it was too late. The door swung open, and Sarah's blue eyes widened in shock as they met mine. "Is that you, Alex?" she stammered, taking a step back. "Please don't tell my mom," I begged, feeling vulnerable and exposed. My heart pounded in my chest, threatening to break free. "Alex! Alexandra!" she whispered, her gaze softening. "Why didn't you tell anyone?" "Who would understand?" I asked, tears pricking at the corners of my eyes. "I'm trapped, Sarah. I don't know what to do." "Listen," she said, stepping into the room and shutting the door behind her. "We'll figure this out together, but right now, let's just get you changed back before your mom comes looking for me." "Thank you," I whispered, relief washing over me like a wave. As I began to remove the dress, Sarah cast her eyes around the room, taking in the various feminine garments that adorned my secret sanctuary. "Does this make you happy, Alex?" she asked, genuine curiosity in her voice. "More than anything," I admitted, feeling a sense of freedom as I spoke the truth aloud. "But it's also terrifying. Sometimes the things that scare us the most are the very things we need to face head on," Sarah said softly, her words echoing in the stillness of the night. "Facing my fears might be easier if I had someone by my side," I confessed, meeting her gaze once more. "Someone who understands." "Then you've got me," she promised, her blue eyes shining with determination. "We'll face this together, Alexandra." Next week, the aroma of jasmine tea filled my nostrils as I sat on the edge of Sarah's couch, my fingers nervously fidgeting with the hem of my skirt. The soft fabric felt foreign against my skin, yet somehow comforting. I glanced up at Sarah, who was sitting across from me, her blue eyes radiating warmth and understanding. "Alex," she began gently, "I'm not shocked by this at all. In fact, I think it's incredibly brave of you to share your true self with me." Her calm demeanor made it easier for me to open up about my secret, the feminine side of me that I had kept hidden for so long. "Really?" I asked, hesitantly meeting her gaze. "You don't think it's weird?" "Of course not," she reassured me, reaching out to take my hand. Everyone has their own unique identity, and there's nothing wrong with expressing yours in whichever way feels most authentic to you." Her words were like a balm to my frayed nerves, and I exhaled a shaky breath I hadn't realized I'd been holding. "Thank you, Sarah. Your support means everything to me." "Anything for you, Alexandra," she replied, emphasizing my chosen name with a gentle smile. "Now, how about we have some fun with makeup? I could give you some tips if you'd like." "Really, I would love that," I said, excitement bubbling in my chest. The idea of having someone guide me through this new world of cosmetics was both thrilling and terrifying. Sarah led me to her vanity, where an array of makeup products lay neatly arranged. She pulled up a chair for me and, with an encouraging nod, began teaching me the intricacies of foundation, blush, and mascara. "Remember, less is more," she advised as I tentatively applied a thin layer of concealer under my eyes. "Makeup is meant to enhance your natural beauty, not cover it up." Her patience and guidance made the process feel less daunting, and I found myself growing more confident with each stroke of the brush. As Sarah stepped back to appraise her work, a flicker of pride danced in her eyes. "Alexandra, you look absolutely stunning," she beamed. "You've really taken to this like a fish to water." "Thank you so much, Sarah," I replied, my heart swelling with gratitude as I caught a glimpse of my reflection. The girl who stared back at me was a stranger, yet somehow familiar, a part of me that had been hidden away for far too long. The soft glow of the bedroom lamp cast a warm light across my face as I stared at my reflection, marveling at the transformation that had taken place. The girl in the mirror was undeniably me, yet she seemed to embody something more, an innate grace and power that I had always longed for but never quite managed to grasp. "Remember," Sarah whispered gently, her eyes meeting mine in the mirror, "you are Alexandra now, and we will refer to you as she when you're like this." "Thank you," I murmured, touched by her understanding. It felt as though a weight had been lifted from my shoulders, the burden of hiding who I truly was finally beginning to ease. The next morning's sun filtered through the blinds, casting a warm glow across my bedroom floor. I stretched in my bed, feeling the weight of yesterday's events settle over me. "Alex, breakfast is ready," my mother called from downstairs. I groaned and got up, slipping into my jeans and a t-shirt. My thoughts kept drifting to the conversation I'd had with Sarah Thompson. She had been so understanding about my desire to explore my feminine side. "Hey, sleepyhead," my mom greeted me as I shuffled into the kitchen. "Morning," I replied without much enthusiasm. My mind was already focused on the plans I needed to make with Sarah. "Everything okay, honey?" Elaine asked, her brown eyes filled with concern. Yeah, just tired," I mumbled, burying myself in my plate of pancakes. "All right, let me know if you need to talk," she said gently. "Thanks, Mom," I said, forcing a smile. After breakfast, I retreated to my room, clutching my phone. I hesitated for a moment before texting Sarah. "Hey, can we meet at your house soon? I think I'm ready to start exploring things." "Of course, Alex. How about in a couple of days? I'll make sure we have everything we need," she replied almost instantly. "Sounds great, thank you," I texted back, relief flooding through me. "See you soon, Alex. You're not alone in this," she added, her words providing comfort I didn't even realize I needed. The next couple of days dragged by, each minute stretching into an eternity. At school, I couldn't focus on anything but my upcoming meeting with Sarah. I avoided Bradley and his cronies, hoping they wouldn't sense my anxiety. "Hey, are you okay?" Lily asked during lunch, her red curls bouncing as she tilted her head in concern. Yeah, just a lot on my mind," I replied, trying to keep my voice steady. "Whatever it is, you can talk to me. You know that, right?" she said, her green eyes searching mine. "Thanks, Lily, I appreciate it," I said with a weak smile. When the day finally arrived, I felt a mixture of excitement and uncertainty. What if this wasn't what I really wanted? But there was no turning back now. I needed to find out who I truly was. I stood outside Sarah's house, taking a deep breath before knocking on the door. She opened it with a warm smile, her blonde hair framing her face. The moment I stepped into Sarah's cozy living room, I felt a comforting warmth envelop me. The scent of lavender filled the air as soft, ambient music played in the background. "Are you ready to begin?" Sarah asked, her blue eyes sparkling with excitement. I hesitated for a moment, feeling the weight of the decision I was about to make. "Yes," I finally whispered, my heart pounding in my chest. "All right, let's go upstairs to the transformation room," she said, taking my hand and leading me up the staircase. As we entered the brightly lit room, I couldn't help but feel overwhelmed by the array of clothing, makeup, and accessories that surrounded me. It was like stepping into another world, one where I could be anyone I wanted to be. "First, let's find the perfect outfit for you," Sarah suggested, guiding me towards a large wardrobe filled with beautiful garments. She carefully selected a delicate white blouse with lace trimmings and a knee-length navy skirt that flared out slightly at the bottom. "This should look lovely on you," she said, handing them to me. "Thank you," I murmured, my hands shaking as I took the clothes from her. As I changed into the outfit, I couldn't help but marvel at how soft and feminine the fabric felt against my skin. My legs trembled beneath the skirt, unaccustomed to the light, airy material. "Next, let's choose some undergarments," Sarah continued, showing me a selection of bras and panties in various colors and patterns. We settled on a matching set of pale pink one adorned with subtle floral details. "Your new name is Alexandra," Sarah declared as she began applying makeup to my face. "You're a beautiful young woman full of grace and elegance." As Sarah skillfully applied foundation, blush, and eyeshadow, I watched in awe as my reflection in the mirror slowly transformed. My hazel eyes appeared brighter, framed by expertly drawn eyeliner and long, lush lashes. A soft pink gloss adorned my lips, completing my new look. "Finally, let's add a wig to give you the full effect," she said, selecting a chestnut brown wig with gentle waves that cascaded down my back. As Sarah adjusted the wig on my head, I stared at the girl in the mirror. "Is this really me?" I wondered, my heart swelling with emotion. "Alexandra, meet yourself," Sarah said, her voice filled with pride as she stood beside me. "You are beautiful, inside and out." "Thank you, Sarah," I managed to say, my voice wavering. "I never thought I could feel like this." "Remember, this is just the beginning of your journey, Alexandra," she assured me, placing a comforting hand on my shoulder. "And I'll be here every step of the way." The sun dipped below the horizon as we stood on Sarah's porch, painting the sky with hues of pink and orange. The cool evening air brushed against my face, causing strands of the chestnut brown wig to dance around me. "Are you ready to go, Alexandra?" Sarah asked, her eyes shining with anticipation. I hesitated for a moment, taking in my new appearance. "Yes," I said, my voice filled with newfound confidence. As we walked towards Sarah's car, I felt an odd mixture of excitement and apprehension. For the first time, I was stepping out into the world as Alexandra. Part of me felt liberated, as though I had finally shed the weight of a mask I had been wearing all my life. But another part of me couldn't help but worry about the challenges that lay ahead. "Hey, don't be so nervous," Sarah said, noticing my hesitation. "You look amazing, and we're just going for a drive. Nobody will know who you are." "Thank you," I replied, swallowing the lump in my throat. I'm not used to feeling so exposed. "Give it some time," she encouraged me. "It'll get easier, I promise." We climbed into her car, and as we drove through the darkening streets, I couldn't help but feel a swell of gratitude for this woman who had entered my life. Just a few weeks ago, I would have never imagined having someone like her by my side, helping me navigate this unfamiliar terrain. "Sarah," I said quietly as we cruised along the empty road, "I want you to know how much your support means to me. You've shown me kindness and understanding when I felt so alone." She smiled warmly at me, the streetlights casting a soft glow on her face. "Alexandra, you needed someone to guide you through this journey, and I'm more than happy to be that person. Besides, I think I've made a new friend in the process." "Me too," I agreed, my heart swelling with appreciation. As we continued driving, I gazed out the window at the world passing by, feeling both vulnerable and powerful in my new identity. Alexandra, I thought to myself, embrace this moment and the uncertainty it brings, for it is the beginning of a new chapter in your life. And as I sat there beside Sarah, bathed in the warm glow of friendship and acceptance, I knew that together we would face whatever challenges lay ahead. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out Patreon for a lot more content and early access to YouTube videos.